Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. So this seems to be a theme today that I'm going to do a clearing to help anyone who would like to clear relationships peacefully that are no longer serving you. And that seems to be a theme for me today, so that's why we're doing it. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, you might want to check out the About the channel. You'll get a little bit more information about it. So, all right. So I'm going to say a little prayer and then I'll explain how the clearing is going to work. And I know I have my Christmas stuff up already. I mean, you might be watching this video a year from now or in the summer, and that's okay. Enjoy the ambiance. I put my Christmas stuff up before Thanksgiving, which I normally don't do. I wanted you to be able to see the fireplace. Just because it's kind of nice to have a clearing with the fireplace going. I put there we go. I put them up just because it made me feel better about what's going on. So enjoy a little soothing ambiance. All right. Okay, so I close my aura. Darn it. Sorry. You're just gonna be like, can you set that up before you get on camera? I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Okay, so I'm going to ask for what I'm hoping to have a clearing for, and then what will happen is they will open this up and then slowly close it. Sometimes it's fast. One time it's been really fast. But they'll slowly close it, and then so you can relax, close your eyes, look at it, whatever you feel called to do, whatever you feel comfortable, and then it'll cross 3 times, and I will count up to 3, then you'll know it's done. And you can come back, and if you're, come back and do the relationship, do this one as often as you want until you're feeling more clarity, calmer about it, acceptance, that sort of thing. And I've got other clearings in the channel too, so check them out. They're under energy clearings in the playlist. All right, so, and if you haven't subscribed, that would be amazing. We're gonna set a goal of 30,000. Let's do it. Okay, so help us get there, that'd be amazing. Okay, so, hello, I'm talking to my spirit guides. How you doing? Okay, so when they go that way, that they're saying yes and hello. So can we please call in all the spirit teams of anyone who is visiting this video now and in the future? And obviously my own spirit team is here as well because I need the clearing just as much. And we have the God consciousness here. Oh, and Lucy just popped in. Hi, Luce. So I would like to ask all of the spirit teams and the God consciousness to help anyone who is looking for this healing and clearing, to help us in a loving way release, disconnect the cords, accept that there are relationships that are no longer serving us, and find clarity on how to move along from those relationships with acceptance and love and kindness, and in a way that those that we are disconnecting from, at least in this earthly plane, that they also have the clarity and understanding and peace about it, so that any separation of relationships is done in a peaceful and loving way. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I don't know if you guys, hopefully you felt that. I felt I needed that little bit of calming today. You might have noticed that I took a deep breath because of the way my arms were, and they kind of went whoop, like that. So if you ever see that, or if I have to go like this, it's not a worry at all. They just went right back to where they were. And yeah, they know what they're doing, you know. So I'll give you a big hug, and then I have one more little tip for you about cutting the cords, because this is something you can do on your own. And basically, so the SGs are giving you my spirit guides and your spirit guides, because they're here, and the God consciousness giving you a big hug. I'm in frog pose. I'm sitting on a yoga bolster, I guess they're called. So one of the things you can do, and I'll have to use one of my hands to show you this, but one of the things you can do to cut the cord. So like you have energetic cords with people. Anybody you run into, there might be an energetic cord, like especially if you have a bad experience or a loving experience. And that cord can stay attached, okay? And if you're ever feeling like, you know, there's a relationship that I'm very aware of right now that's ending for me. And so one of the things besides this clearing is you can say, and I've done this already, you can say, so front and back, okay? So wherever the cord, and I can't tell you the reason why. This was what I was taught. So this would be something, if you needed to know the specifics, like look that up, okay? So I respectfully disconnect the cords, any cords that might be attached, and I just kind of bounce it back and forth. I respectfully disconnect from so-and-so. I respectfully and with love disconnect my energy from so-and-so, okay? And see how you feel. You might be quite surprised. So you're just, you know, thinking that the connection and the connection back here is you're just disconnecting. If you are an energy healer and you have more information about that process, please put it in the chat. This is a community of sharing ideas so people can learn from one another. And I consider myself the facilitator of this community, so I'm not an expert whatsoever. In besides facilitation is kind of what I consider myself the expert in. So I'm learning just as much as a lot of other people. So even though I do have this more direct connection with utilizing my energy with my spirit team. So, okay, well let's go just give one little final hug here, because I know this is a really hard one, especially I'm really aware that, can you guys just give a big hug? I'm really aware that just watching things on YouTube that and in my own life, a lot of relationships are suffering right now. A lot of people are evaluating, let's just say, I wouldn't say suffering. A lot of people are evaluating their relationships based on the election results. It's just the way it is. And, you know, my human side of me, my ego, feels pain because of it. But when I go into this space, when I understand when I remember the bigger picture, which is kind of what we're talking about here on this channel, finding our own answers to things with our spirit guides, with our intuition, you know, relying on our own intuition. So if your intuition is telling you it's time to disconnect, it's time for you to not be in that relationship anymore, then this clearing can provide some clarity for you. You don't need to rush into it. You know, maybe it's been a long time coming and it's an easy decision. But if it's not, you can come back and do this clearing, you know, once a day. I wouldn't do it too much. I like to remind people that if you do too many clearings in one day, it just disrupts your nervous system a little too much. Like it might make it harder for you to just carry on with your day when you should be able to with a clearing like this. So just give it some time, give it a couple days, see if you start to get clearer about, and you know, start listening to your own intuition, because the answers are within you, and your spirit team is there to guide you. They are your best friends, your spirit team. They are your primary relationship. That's how I feel. Just like, you know, like people will say their primary, like people in, I mean, I've heard Catholics say this, their primary relationship is with God. And that's exactly basically what I'm saying. I'm just using spirit teams as a way that I relate to it. So not everybody's going to relate to that. So you use what you're comfortable with. And so we're developing our relationship with our teams so we can trust and know that our inner guidance is the most important, and that we can find the answers within ourselves. We don't need validation anymore. We've been looking for validation for a long time, all of us. And every parent's been teaching their kids about because the parents are looking for validation outside of themselves. Even if you're practicing a religion, you're looking for validation outside of yourself. So it's just what we're taught to do. And so I think this whole thing with what's happening right now in November 2024 it's, you know, the God consciousness, humanity's time to stop looking outside of ourselves for answers and look inside. That's my sense right now anyways. It's one of the things that we could be really getting from this. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Boink.